Welcome to the Childish Grown-Up Show, where we treat each episode like your movie theater experience. We catch up with one another, play some games, talk previews, and before you know it, it's time for the feature presentation. So sit tight and enjoy this ride of nostalgia on the Childish Grown-Up Show.
Welcome back to another episode of the Childish Grown-Up Show. It's your favorite time of the week where y'all get to tune in for not only our movie review, but all of our nostalgia takes, experiences, and laughter. I am one of the hosts on the show, Maurice Hunter III, aka Mo. I'm here with both dope compadres that we kick it at the Green Box when we got time to do movies like this. Ash Bash, Mia B, Beezy in the building. Ladies, how y'all feeling?
I'm feeling really good today, actually. I'm feeling great.
Period. I felt pretty good. We had a long weekend, did a whole lot of really cool self-care solo date things. It's officially September. Birthday month, Virgo season. So we're off to a good start.
Okay, all right.
18th, Mia?
What'd you say?
Did you say, is yours the 18th? Your birthday? Oh, 16th.
And it's Dilla's choice, so it's your birthday month. You get to pick your own personal movie too. Come on, couldn't have lined up any better. All right. Yeah, doing all right as well. You know, always as well as it's the listener's favorite time of week is also mine. I love doing this. It's made real impact in my life for real. So I'm thoroughly enjoying this from week to week. So we want to acknowledge our Stoop Kids. I hope y'all have checked out our TGIF for some of our fine work, actually. One of the better TGIF episodes where I felt that we really got creative and elaborated a lot and really thought this out. You know what I mean? So if there's any producers, directors, writers y'all ever listen to, hey, y'all can email us childishgrownups3@gmail.com. If y'all want a little more insight, we're definitely open. But speaking of that email, we got a few comments. Actually, one is from, I think both may be from Mama C from our Batman review. She says, enjoyed this episode once again. I'm glad baby girl is back. Baby girl.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Back in this thing. And what a review it was. And then let me see what this other one was. I think it was like sitting a minute ago. I think I did this one. Yeah, okay. I think that's it. If I'm missing anything, y'all charge it to my head, not my heart. All right. But yeah, y'all can always reach out. Like I told y'all, that's the handle. Also, Instagram, The Childish Grown-Up Show, no spaces, or leave a comment on our YouTube, man. You know, we look forward to hearing from y'all, Stoop Kids, and be officially a part of our crew. And yes, you can sit with us. So, but the only way you can do that is you subscribe right now, show support. That's the way you can sit at this table. You know what I'm saying? Just like they did on there every Wednesday as they wear pink. Every Wednesday we get childish. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, man, it's off the cuff right there. That rapper's still coming out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, Ash, childish grown-up moment, a nostalgic moment you had over the past week.
I went to the movies. I haven't been to the movies in a while, so we went to see Highest to Lowest, that Denzel movie. And it was just nostalgic to be able to be at the movies. We, of course, went to Dollar Tree, got the candy on deck. So I had the candy in the purse and had to get the movie theater popcorn. That's a must. Mm-hmm. There's just nothing that's matching it. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I had. The movie itself, it wasn't good. I didn't like it. It was really bad to me, honestly. I didn't like it. It felt rushed. It just felt it felt like a 13-year-old wrote it. Like it was just here and there. Spike Lee, it just wasn't. But that's my personal preference. And it was too long too. You know, we have this thing where it's just like you could have cut it a little shorter, but yeah.
Wow, didn't see that coming.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Hey, at least it's good to know even your favorite actors can put out some bad movies sometimes. And directors. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Mia B, what about you?
So similarly, I went, well, okay, so I have yeah. But I went because I went to the movies. I've been to the movies twice. My childish grown up moments actually. I took my daughter to the movies to see the K-pop Demon Hunters sing along. So we got to like sit in the movie theater and they had the words at the bottom of the screen so you could sing along with the movie. And it was just a bunch of kids in there all singing at the top of their lungs, and we were singing it in our seats. And like all the kids got up and started dancing at the end of the movie, and singing along. So
what an experience that must have been.
yeah, because so it's a Netflix movie, but it's been like super big to the point where they put it in theaters for one weekend for a sing-along experience. So I was like, my baby girl has been obsessed with this movie. So I had to make sure that I took her to do that. But about highest now I went to see highest to lowest, and I thought it was great. Now I will say I'm a huge Spike girly. But I do know that some of his Spike isms can be a lot sometimes, so it can be an acquired taste. Some of it is a little art house, like he can be a little what's the word I'm looking for? It's
You're saying like he's going like too artsy?
It can be very artsy. He has his own like the movie isn't just gonna be like the movie. He's gonna have he has to put his artistic expression in there. And it's a very distinct artistic expression. And there were some moments in there I was like, okay, this is getting very Spike. But it didn't bother me. I actually thought it was a really good movie. I loved the not to give too much away, but I liked his use of like the landscape of New York, how he paid homage to New York and to the music, the Puerto Rican culture, the New York music culture. And it's a remake of a Japanese film. And so we do know it's not Spike Lee's first time like remaking a foreign film. The last one was not good. If you see Old Boy, you have to watch the original and then watch his and compare. But I don't know, I liked it, and I can't believe you didn't like it that much, like that you hated it. Like I could see some of his isms being annoying to some people, but like to say that you just thought it was bad is crazy.
I know, and it had Denzel. That's what I'm saying. I didn't think I was gonna feel that way. It didn't feel realistic to me. And I like the paying homage. I had Pamela Harris, post all the Denzel magazines. Like I loved all that, but it's like we can talk about it later.
Okay.
I hit you.
For me, my childish grown up moment. So y'all remember, listeners, as well as my two co-hosts, y'all remember back in the day where you would get ready for school, and upon getting ready for school, you would catch a few TV shows, a show, maybe two, depending on how early you are. And rather it was Saved by the Bell, The Cosbys, Carmen Sandiego. And if your bus was running really late, sister, right? Well, I have recently started watching a 90s show. This is not a new show, obviously, called Party of Five. Very brilliant show. And it is now served as my morning show. I watch this every morning while working. And I only watch one episode a day. I don't keep watching and binging and stuff in this era. I literally treat it like it's in the 90s, so I treat it as such. I watch one episode a day. And it's like my morning comfort show. It's like a hot cup of coffee by the fireplace watching this show. And it's so nostalgic. It just took me back to like, because sometimes the thing me and my wife will do sometimes is like we'll watch like old sitcoms or something, but we like to watch them and figure out where do they fit as far as what type of show is this? Is this like a nighttime watch? Is this a daytime watch? Is this a middle of the day watch? I know it's like off for some people, but that is like it is. Like I'm not gonna watch Saved by the Bell at night. It just feels like a daytime show. You know what I mean? It's just you can watch it. No, you ain't breaking no rules, but that's how we are. So Party of Five, I've been watching it. That is now my morning comfort show. I'm almost through season 1, but I literally watch it one episode each day. Only during, the weekdays, similar to like how it was back in the day. So I am thoroughly enjoying that. And it just took me back to like that little morning glimpse, you know what I mean? Like you used to get before getting on the bus. So yeah. Y'all can hit us up. Let us know y'all childish grown up moment, man. Y'all participate with us. Don't take why so serious in the words of the Joker, right? Ash.
All right. It's time for the Flash with Ash. So I got 3 trivia for y'all, in and out. Hopefully y'all can do good. Y'all got each other, and we'll see how it goes, right? All right, so the first one's coming from Rocket Power. Look at it. What is the name of the group's favorite hangout spot run by Raymundo? Okay. Was it the Shore Shack, the Ocean Hut, Surf's Up Cafe, or the Boardwalk Diner?
Say them first 2 again.
The Shore Shack and the Ocean Hut.
What was the third one?
Surf's Up Cafe.
It's either the first one or the third one.
I'm going Shore Shack.
I'm going to agree.
That is correct. It is the Shore Shack.
Greatness.
What made y'all lean to that?
It's hard to call it because, they seem too far out. Like Surf's Up, it fit the bill too much for what they do. Ocean, what was the other one? Ocean
Hut.
That Hut ain't ringing a bell for me. So, and I don't remember what the last
Boardwalk Diner, that's too grown, ain't it?
That's their diner. Is there no kids their age doing extreme sports is kicking it at a diner. Just keep it a bean. Like, come on.
The Shack.
The Shack. How 90s is that? We kicking it at a Shack. Like, who didn't want to be at a Shack?
Or the Den, look.
Or the Den, yeah. The spot, the juice spot, like Power Rangers, you know what I'm saying?
Mindset. All right, so we're going to That's So Raven now.
Oh, yes.
I know one of y'all favorites. So, when Raven tries to enter the fashion world, what was the name of the designer she really wanted to work for? Was it Donna Cabana, Kate Spade, Lana Rogue, or Isabella Fashions?
Say the first one more time.
Donna Cabana.
I feel like that's who it was. Because Kate Spade is a real designer.
It's a real, yeah, for sure. Say all of them. Yeah, just say all of them, yeah.
Donna Cabana, Kate Spade, Lana Rogue, or Isabella Fashions?
It's got to be Donna Cabana.
I'm going Lana Rogue.
All right. Bro, you're incorrect.
Dang.
And Mia, you are correct.
Lana Cabana.
Donna Cabana.
Donna Cabana.
It sounds goofy, like something.
See, that's why I don't be knowing, because you never know when they're going to be so, like, heavy on the goof. Dang.
Right. I thought you was going to lean on her, man. Like she leaned on you.
It just sounds too outlandish for That's So Raven for some reason to me. I don't know. Dang.
Outlandish for That's So Raven.
I mean,
right.
I get it. It's a supernatural show, but still.
They painted her blue one episode.
She was dressed up like a bird, bro. Like with the nose. Yeah. I love that story.
So Mia's 2-0, Bro's 1-for-1. And so we're going to land at Dexter's Laboratory. What is the title of the Justice Friends superhero who shares an apartment with Major Glory and Crunk? Was it Captain Thunder, Val Halen, Ultra Lord, or Iron Gauntlet?
And what were I just seen something about this. I think I know, but what were the two that are the two people?
Captain Thunder or Val Halen?
No, I'm saying who was the
Oh, Major Glory and Crunk.
Val Halen.
That's your answer?
That's my answer.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I ain't even gonna pretend to even have a clue. So I'm just gonna go with whatever Mo went with, because I don't know.
Val Halen. All right. That is correct.
Whew. I literally just seen so I was like, oh, I remember that. It was like cartoons that didn't roll, they didn't curl over, and that was like oh there. I was like, oh, I remember them. So I literally just seen this like a couple days ago.
You see how I trusted you?
My bad. All right. I will not make that mistake again. I guarantee it. I stand behind it.
Well, see, you did good. You know, Mia's 3-0, bro, 2 for 1. And you never know where I'm going to take it. So I'm glad y'all staying sharp. It's crazy how you just saw something about Dexter. Like, ain't that crazy?
Yeah, it is. Well, all right, real quick for you, Ash. What was Dexter? Yeah. You don't get to. Hey, one question back on the Dexter. Look at it. Yeah. What was that? Should be an easy one. What was Dexter's sworn enemy's name?
Mandark.
Okay, all right. That's all. That's it. I just put there you go. Yeah.
Put me in the hot seat out here.
Yeah, I got to start like if I know you, I got to come over. I got to have someone on the hip just to get you in the game. You know what I'm saying? But all right, that's good.
That's it for the Flash with Ash, yeah.
Oh man, that was good. Whoo. Man, I'm glad it ain't these crazy deep cuts again like Girlfriends, because man, I'm gonna lose that every time. Oh man, glad to be back in this thing. Well, y'all know what time it is. We got to go into this time machine and take you back. Mia G, she is in charge of the time machine as she pulls that lever. Mia B, excuse me. Take us back one time for the one time with the movie we're doing today.
All right. We are going back to 1993 with the film The Good Son. A young boy stays with his aunt and uncle and becomes friends with his cousin, a boy of the same age who shows increasing signs of violent and psychopathic behavior, to say the least. The cast, we have the Macaulay Culkin as Henry, Elijah Wood as Mark, Wendy Crewson as Susan, Daniel Hugh Kelly as Wallace, David Morse as Jack, Jacqueline Brooks as Alice, Quinn Culkin as Connie, and Ashley Crowe as Janice. This film was released September 24th, 1993. There were no toys or merchandise.
Well, since we're on the subject, I'm gonna throw it back in your court, actually, Mia. So, actually, you know what? I'm gonna throw it to Ash. Since Ash picked the movie, I think it would make the most sense here. So, Ash, dudes, rewind. Like you picked this movie, you kind of told us a little bit about how you chose this movie. So, can you rewind and remember your earliest recollection with this film, and then what was it like upon this view?
Okay, yeah. Well, September 24th, that's Mom's birthday, so shout out to that date. But I vaguely remember watching this one. I feel like I saw it maybe once or twice, and I don't know when, but it just, of course, Macaulay, seeing him, it was like, oh, I gotta watch it just to see, him continue his child star acting. And it felt like a evil Kevin McAllister, like in this movie, but like deadly. You know what I mean? So I still was getting like Home Alone Macaulay, but just on the darker side. Like that's the type of vibe it was given to me. But there's a lot that I didn't remember in this film. So this really felt like a press play for sure. I remember some of the things he was doing, but it really felt like a fresh watch. And I wanted to pick something that was kind of left of what I would have picked normally. It also felt like a new watch to me. So, and I was thinking of child stars, so that's what led me to picking this too. I was like, let me get back on the childish side a little bit. So, but yeah, so that's my rewind.
Mia, what about you?
Oh, so of course I was introduced to this film by my mama, Mama C. And it just so happens that it's a lot like another movie she used to, it's like an old movie. I think it was in black and white actually, or just after, called The Bad Seed that she loves, that she introduced me to. So when I came of age to see this, she was like, "Oh, well, we have to watch this." And we would always watch movies like this, crazy, like psycho movies and movies like Lifetime movies. So
Mhm.
I remember watching this movie as a kid and watching it like growing up. I can't remember my like first time watching it, but I remember thinking, "Oh my goodness, this kid is crazy." And I had like a completely different perspective on the mom, Susan, when I used to watch it as a kid. And like now watching it as an adult with kids of my own, it was completely different. Like perspective wise. So it was really interesting. I remembered a lot of it. And like I told y'all last time, I had just seen somebody doing a reaction to it. So it was really fresh in my head. So yeah,
Mm,
this
okay.
is something else.
Oh, sheesh. Yeah, so the rewind, as far as I can remember, I don't quite remember, but it's like this weird. It was like watching it, like I was having like Lance Sullivan flashes in my head of this movie, where it's like pieces were coming back to me, like and the feeling that I remembered, I can remember the feeling more than the watch, and the feeling I remember was like, oh no, 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 no. I was like, no, this like, it felt so real. I was like, no, this is evil Macaulay Culkin. I was like, man, he's really not a nice kid. Like, I remember that feeling of like being confused. You know what I mean? Because in the '90s and us being kids and stuff, like you don't really you're watching a movie, but it might as well be a documentary. It might as well be witnessing real events because I couldn't fathom like he wasn't smiling, he wasn't nice, he wasn't any of these things. It was super cold. So I remember the feeling of the movie, but I definitely really hardly remember any of the other stuff, bro. Like at all. As far as this watch, I watched it with my family, and everybody loved this movie. Zion like really loved it. Like she was like, and this is tiptoeing because she don't really do like horror adjacent, but it was just enough. And when they're that age, they're like, why is he acting so bad? Like what they're asking to, and I gotta say, watching, I said, man, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen. I was we were still having discussions after it was over. We were in the kitchen still talking about it. I was still thinking about this at work today. Like it's I have been like just chewing on these. I couldn't. I mean, it's just that's the beauty about like what we do is like you go into these movies and you just have no idea like now that you're older how they resonate. And so man, this is by far one of the best movies I've ever seen. I'm glad I got to see it. So with that being said, whoever want to join first is Henry Kevin McAllister.
Come
Well, I
on.
already said he's like a super darker version. Um, I'm trying to think, is there any movie with Macaulay where I didn't think of Home Alone? Like where he felt like a completely different character, like as a kid. I don't know that I have. Like it always still brings me back to that, but obviously this was on a whole nother scale. Cause he even before like Home Alone, even before like the bad guys and everything, he was getting picked on by his siblings. So now he's like the picker, you know what I mean? And this and just of course it went completely left. But
So I won't say he's Kevin McAllister. Kevin McAllister had a little like an innocence to him. He was very bright and resourceful, but there was like a still a bright innocence in the eyes. Henry don't have he's dead behind the eyes. That boy didn't have a bit of humanity at
Hey,
all.
listen.
So I cannot do my boy Kevin McAllister like that. So I'm gonna have to say no. because Henry is in a league all of his own.
So to me, this is probably a better theory than him being Jigsaw. And the reason that is the time the timing of it. This movie came out after both Home Alones. So you get left once, oh, it's an accident, it happens. We got a lot of kids. You get left twice. The psychological warfare that now this Kevin McAllister, to the point, not only has it affected him, it affected the family where they lose him. They're no longer they no longer can have him because they can't be responsible for their kid. And so, you know, he has to be adopted, right? And so he's adopted to this family, right? You know, and everything's all good until, you know, they have a baby brother. They have a sister. I didn't get the timeline of if the brother came before the sister or after.
The baby was after Connie, so that was their youngest, the little one, the baby that was like the youngest.
Okay. So it's like, okay, I'm the son. That's fine. I'm adopted. This is fine. But then the daughter comes in, which is like, okay, she's the baby, but I'm still the boy. But then the baby boy comes. It's like he's the baby and he's the boy. And so in my mind, this is I do feel like this is still Kevin. It's just this is what happens when you get abandoned the way he is, and then being with this new family and your cousin comes into fold, and now they love him, or at least he feels like they love him and are caring for him more. That's turning up all of that stuff that you feeling. Because I remember he was counted out when he was at the McAllister house. He was always overlooked. Get away from me, you little, what do you call him, little puke, whatever.
Hermit? No.
Well, in Home Alone, like they were calling him like, you little turd or something. I don't know. You know, just the 90s disrespect. So to me, I genuinely feel like, bro, this is what happens to a kid like that. You know what I mean? Like it is a stretch, as most theories are, but this is not as far of a stretch to me than him being Jigsaw. So I now will watch Home Alone this year, all three of these movies, and kind of run it as like, see if it fits like canon for me. So.
Oh my.
It's like he was a happy kid at once, but you know, hey, sometimes you got to pop out and let them know. Also, how did y'all feel about the scenery in this movie? Like, how much did it play a character in the film? Like, we got obviously the desert part of this, and we get like the winter part. And maybe I can clarify for me, where were Mark and his father from? Because he said he traveled 11 states. And I was looking on a map trying to do the math.
I feel like Arizona, I think. Was it Arizona?
Arizona? Okay. Because I was, I mean, that's what I was thinking, like something like Arizona, Colorado, but somewhere
dry.
More dry, desert.
It had to either be Nevada or Arizona.
Okay. But how did y'all feel about the scenery? How much do you think it helps this film, or do you feel that the scenery in this film, it makes it better for everything, all purposes of the film?
I think it played a major part. It took me back to a place of like homeowners and like the kids knowing the whole area of where they live, and in the woods they went ice skating. Like, it definitely played a part in this movie because he had his little contraptions and his secret spots of where he could store this and do that. And, you know, they got the shed at the crib, and he, you know what I'm saying? That's like his his safe haven to put the destruction together. So, and then the tree house, yeah, the environment definitely played a big part. I don't know what it would have been without seeing all of that.
I agree. I think the whole thing like was a huge plot device, from the cliff that the mom stood on overlooking the water, the woods, you know, the bridges, the ice skating, the natural, you know, ice skating on the lake. All of that was all very useful to, you know, as a plot device for the movie. I think it played a major role.
Yeah, this is where this these type of things where you elevate, and I don't think the budget was crazy on the film. I was kind of trying to do a little research. This movie, it got picked up and put down a lot of times. Like it was written in the 80s, and it just kept getting picked up and put down. And what ended up happening was the father, they originally, crazy thing is, they originally were going to have, the guy from, I don't know the actor's name, but the guy that plays in Bring It On, the sister's friend, well, the dude with the black hair, I'll bring you bombs, the main glove interest.
Yeah.
So he was casted originally to be, I believe, to be Henry, but something happened where the deal didn't go through. It got put back down again. It just kept going through production hell, and eventually, after they made Home Alone 1, this movie was set to come out, but like I said, it got put down. His dad wanted him to do other roles that wasn't so like clean cut, and so he wanted this movie, and so he basically told them like, "Hey, listen, he'll do Home Alone 2, but y'all gotta let him lead this movie though too," and that's what ended up happening. And so, just for me, it's like I'm almost going all the way on a limb to say like the movie's not even as good without this winter setting. Mm-hmm. I go as far as that. Like if this was just shot in Arizona, I think it could still have been justice. It still would have been a good movie, but I think because of how it was shot here, the choices that were made, it made it an excellent movie. Because, like I said, the forest, the little whale, the bridge, this coldness, the irony of how we're going to set this up. Oh, he's on winter break. Like all of these things are perfection, like perfection, bro. Like, and then just again, there's the ice skating, all of it. It's just I'm gonna get in my bag about this movie. I'm gonna keep it a bean. But yeah. So yeah, the setting, yeah, chef kiss. My next question: what do y'all think about the dad's decision? Because this was an interesting thing. It's like at first I was going off on him, then I was like, let me think about it a little more. So I was like, let me ask y'all, what do y'all think about his decision? And for those that hadn't seen the movie, the dad, after the mom passes from cancer, the dad is trying to close this deal with Tokyo so that he would never be away from Mark again, his son, which is the cousin of Henry. So he'd be back in 2 weeks, maybe less. So obviously there's some kind of financial setup that he was going to have him straight for whatever, like he ain't got to be at the office or whatever. So what did y'all think about the dad's decision?
No, go ahead, man.
Oh, I struggle with it because I feel on one hand like I get the need, the necessity, but at the same time, I just couldn't imagine leaving my child so soon after the loss of their other parent, like their mother. Like that, it just seemed ill-advised to me. Like maybe now's not the time. Maybe I don't know. It's tough. I actually had that in my notes, like Mark's dad or Jack's decision to leave Mark with his aunt and uncle. I don't know, man. Mm-hmm. Like I get their family, but it's a completely different environment. He's just been through something traumatic. He may have thought that being with his cousin would be helpful to take his mind off of things. So I guess I can understand. It just seems maybe not something I would personally do, but I guess I can understand the reason. Mm-hmm.
I think you're on mute, Ash, or your mic is off or something.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
My bad. Yeah, I think it was a tough call. I wish maybe he could have pushed back the Tokyo deal, maybe, some type of bereavement to be maybe extended, but I also see the importance of it, trying to handle the business so they can be okay long term. And if he was on like winter break from another school or something, it's like, okay, it's 2 weeks with your cousins.
Your mic is off again.
Mic turned off again.
It might be at charge or something. Okay, I'll let her get that when she get that situated. But I'm with both of y'all. Like, it is a hard thing because it's like literally you're like at the finish line of something. Like, you're talking, if you close this deal, and I don't know if it was like some kind of real estate type of situation or what it is, but like whatever this deal was, is saying I'll never have to leave him again. It seems like, hey, listen, I'm making money while I'm sleeping, and so. But he's like, if I can't meet with them, this is the only time we have to meet. The deal is down the drain. It's a hard call, man. It really is. Like, I don't know if he was wrong. I don't know. I can't give a conclusive answer, to be honest. Like, it's that complex. Is because generally you want to be like, bro, no, he just lost his mother, and bro, there ain't no going nowhere. Like, he needs to be with you, but what he was trying to do now set up for later that would forever be their scenario. Let me ask this then. If maybe it might be better for later. It's kind of a butterfly effect about if Mark is not with his aunt and uncle now.
I see where you're going, I think.
So I don't want to forget it. I hope I don't forget it. But
I'll try to remember. But
okay, it might serve better later in the notes. So I'm like, because it all ties together. Something else I wanted to ask is like how Mark and Henry, that's funny, Mark Henry. Mark and Henry, being able to adventure all over. Like, how nostalgic was that?
Like, super, because I could not imagine my kids just running all over town by themselves with no adult supervision. The only thing I could think is maybe they had a lot of land of their own, and it was maybe a smaller town. But at the same time, but that's what we used to do. Like in the 90s, mm-hmm. we did that. We were outside.
Mm-hmm.
You walked to our friends' houses. We walked to stores. We walked to parks. We didn't always have adult supervision.
Mm-hmm.
So it was nostalgic because it's like, yeah, that's not far-fetched. It's something that we did, but it's just like, woo-wee. Like in today's world, I couldn't even imagine.
Oh no. Mm-mm. Yeah, for me, it was definitely nostalgic in the sense of, I mean, like you said, but like, I don't know, there was this a sense of comfort and independence that just allow kids like us and in this film to like develop skills and traits. Because I mean, there's things we'll talk about more in the movie about getting chased by a dog. Actually, that's the next question I got. But getting chased by dogs, going out by highways, going, clubhouse, climbing trees. You just develop this sense of self that makes it so interesting back in the day. Like, we really, like, it's so hard now. Something I've noticed, and I'm not gonna get on my soapbox about it because I keep it moving, but something I've noticed is like I'm seeing a lot of kids and like even younger people, probably like early 20s or whatever. Like, there's kind of these same archetypes that I keep seeing. I keep seeing these dudes, they all kind of look the same. These girls kind of all look the same. They all kind of have this same kind of voice. I'm not going to even go too far into what I mean by it, but they all kind of got this same kind of voice. And it's kind of the thing where the internet kind of influence you on who you are versus our actual experiences being outside, like being chased by a dog or like, being in danger for real, hurting yourself for real, like out in, you know what I mean? Like, just for real. Like, so it's that's what we figuring out how, I got to get in time. Hey, I got to figure out how to survive. Like the joke of they will send you outside and expect you, no clocks, no watches, no cell phones, expect you to be home before, the street light come on, no water. You got to figure out how you going to get water. You got, if you ain't got you a water bottle, we definitely didn't. We definitely water hose, shawty. So I love that part of it. Ash, what was you saying about that before I get into my last question before we get into like the actual moments and stuff.
What I was talking about, Jack, right?
No, oh yeah, I guess we are.
Oh well, yeah, I moved on, but
We didn't come up with a conclusive answer to be clear. So,
oh, I think it was a tough call as a parent. But you do have to look at the financial aspect of it because I don't know if he was already well off and this was just like a big promotion or this was a whole different like opportunity for him. I don't know, but I think because he was like on winter break, I can see it being okay because at least he's kind of with his cousins and you know. So yeah, that's my thought.
okay, and of the outside aspect of it, like, did that bring nostalgia to you? Even though I know it's winter time. I mean, we in the Midwest, so we know about snow and all that. But like, did that bring any nostalgia back as far as like the just that independence of just going on adventures and being able to, you know?
It did. I'm always jealous of these movies because we didn't have that type of freedom. Like
not that level.
I mean, they were literally everywhere. Like Mark went to the therapy session. Like who knows how far her office was from their house? And I'm just like, I couldn't imagine. I'm gonna go to therapy and just going over wherever it is. Yeah, going to the bridge to throw. You know what I mean? It's like
they didn't get dropped off nowhere. Like no rides anywhere, bro.
Henry talking about it's 0900, time to head out. Like what?
Bro.
What are you talking about right there?
Bro. Yeah, that's about it. The last question I got, I'm just gonna kind of mix it into getting into our moments. Because I think it served better and it's so Ash, so getting into it, I ain't gonna say I got it like in like it's kind of built on scenes, but it doesn't have to be so like that. But just where do you want to go first with this movie?
I do have the intro a little bit, the moment with Mark and his mom. I wanted to point out how tough that scene was to watch. I'm like, this is the opening scene out the gate. Like she wakes up and he's like, did your dad tell you everything? You know what I mean? So she already knows that most likely he knows that she's going to pass. And, you know, him just holding her hand and him saying, I'm not going to let you die. Like, it was just it definitely was flaring up the emotions a little bit because I'm just like, to be so young and have to have that conversation and process it in whatever way you can, it was tough. It was tough. We didn't even get to experience her at all, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I just couldn't imagine.
Yeah, you get the sense that this has been an on and off thing. Like you again, like I can't say it enough how brilliant this movie was. This actress comes in and embodies this small moment embodies like you feel. So I was saying the other day we had watched for the first time the movie Seven, and I talked about how I just thought Brad Pitt was just not the right fit for the movie because you didn't feel the history in how he portrayed it versus this woman right here, this actor, however you know, you felt the history already just in the subtleties and how she carried it and how Mark came in and, you know, just holding her hand. It was this small little thing where he was holding her hand and she seemed like she was like kind of drifting away a little bit. And you see, he kind of like looked at her hand, like taking his hand away, and it didn't feel like, oh, she's gone, but it felt like, oh no, she's going to be all right. I'm not going to accept this. You know what I mean? And so, man, yeah, tearjerker for sure. What about you, Bia?
It's interesting because Seven is one of my faves, but
good movie, just not Brad Pitt. Like,
but no. What I took from that basically is just you can see that Mark is a kid who kind of takes on a lot of responsibility emotionally. Not like it's put on him, but he just has a sense of responsibility because he feels like it's his fault that his mom died because he told her he wasn't going to let her die and she died. Not like, even though we know there's nothing he could have done, it wasn't his fault. There was nothing he did, but he took that on. just like later on, you see him take on the responsibility of protecting everybody, in his aunt and uncle's home. It seems like he just has this, he's a kid who feels deeply, and he may feel like, and I was thinking that too, like maybe his dad wasn't around a lot. Maybe that's what it was. His dad worked so much that him and his mom spent a lot of time together. He felt a responsibility towards her. And so that could be where that stemmed from. But that's what I took from it. It just seemed like you could see the desperation. Like he wanted to be, like, he's a fixer. It was something he wanted to be able to fix and he couldn't. And that, kind of broke him a little bit, which you see later.
Mm-hmm. Great observation. So, and like I said, just y'all feel free, go wherever, chime in. Like, we just gonna let it flow. But like when Mark, the dad makes the decision to take him. They hit the open road, right? Take the plastic windows off. And this is always how the idea of road trips in our head we thought would be. It's just this great scenery and all this. But the only thing I wanted to say about just a little bit of the road trip was just how we always say kids be on technology in a car. They missing out on the road and the car games and stuff. And you see in this movie in '93, this man had a Game Boy. So it's just one of them things. This is onus on us. Like I'm correcting us. You know what I'm saying? That like always be like, oh, back in our day, we was counting the raindrops, and he's like, hey, listen, like it's the more things are different, the more they're the same. Like so, that was just a little adage I wanted to put there.
In our defense, not everybody had a Game Boy. I don't remember having a Game Boy, and also we didn't have car chargers, and the things didn't last all.
That's true.
All 8 hours on the road.
That's a fact.
Don't come for us.
I'm just speaking for like the younger generation that always we do that thing about our generation like everybody does, and we just hold it so highly that I want to poke a little fun at us a little bit. You know what I mean? But the '90s are still the best. But so yeah, I'd imagine y'all got pulling up to the aunt and uncle's house.
Mm-hmm. Meeting for the first time.
Yeah. Did you have anything before that?
No, nothing before that. I had what you had too, as far as I thought of Anthony instantly being on his phone. I'm like, bro, you missing out, man.
Yeah. Right. So you want to get into that introduction of that the whole family and everything as the dad Jack drops Mark off with his brother and sister-in-law's house just for the winter break.
Yeah, I want to ask this though. Is this the scene where the brother was telling Jack to pretty much take the Tokyo deal? Like he hadn't decided on it yet, or he already decided?
That was at the funeral. At the funeral.
Oh, okay. So then he already went. Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously the house is nice. When Susan saw Mark, she was so excited to see him. She's like, I can't believe it's been 10 years. So even though, like you said, this is their family, like they haven't been seeing each other like that, clearly, if it's been that long. And she's looking at him like you've grown up so much. And then Henry, of course, he comes downstairs with this crazy mask on, looking nuts. And I already had the second one ready to go. It's almost like he, premeditated. Like you're planning on taking him under your wing, making him think that, we're brothers, and then it's just going to go downhill. But in the beginning, you're like, oh, Henry, charming. He's ready to have some fun, obviously can take Mark's mind off of his mother passing. Just seemed like a nice, wholesome family on that introduction.
Dog, the way they call Henry come on down and like he had the mask and he was already leaning upside down on some Spider-Man vibes. And then coming down is like with this ugly plaster mask. And like, hey, you could be my brother. Listen, the foreshadowing in the line though. You can be my brother. bruh.
Mm-hmm. Richard.
Bruh. That's why I say I didn't even watch this a second time back. Just that's why I was still processing. I'm like, yo, do you know what that means, bruh? Like, you could be my next victim. Like, man. And it's just like the way the father looked at like Henry. Excuse my language, but it was like, man, don't start this shit today. Like the way he just looked at like Henry, like get your ass downstairs, because he was looking like, here you go with these shenanigans. Like it was just funny to me, like that subtlety, because the mom is like, that's my baby, like mothers are gonna be, but the dad was like, if you don't, boy, if you don't stop. But yeah, Mia, where you want to go with it? Because there's like a lot of this obviously takes place in this actual. Now, once we're here now. You know what I mean? And so I got just like I literally got it in moments, because there's just moments of just the increasing of tension.
Right. So I basically have just Henry's progression, like him slowly introducing his crazy to Mark, like starting out with one little thing and then the next, and then you like, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Like, first of all, who's letting their kid make a bow and arrow? Like, what are we doing as parents out here that we have a child who has built and it's not even like a little toy bow and arrow, but one that can actually do some damage to somebody.
I don't think they knew, to be honest.
And that's a problem.
That is, you're absolutely right. It's a problem. We found out how much of a problem it was.
But you see how Henry pretends like he's such a master manipulator, like getting her to be so excited about hanging out. And I want to show you something. Look what I made, and slowly telling the story about, what happened to his little brother. And you see him trying to get a read on Mark to see like how far can I push him? What can I do before he like realizes that I'm a little bit crazy.
A little.
A lot of bit crazy. But I guess you could like the moment with the cat. When he shot the bow and arrow at the cat and he was like, wow, great shot. And he's like, you could see Henry really wanted to kill the cat. And he was disappointed that he missed that shot. But in Mark's eyes, he's like, oh, shoot, he was trying to scare him. Great shot. He didn't kill him. But Henry's like, yeah, the sight's a little off on this.
Mm-hmm.
Make some adjustments.
Which he did, which we saw later.
I'm sorry, yeah, I could not help but to think about the movie Juice watching this.
That's a good comparison.
I thought about Juice and Training Day. Like I just these pairings where everything's all good at first and then it goes super left. Like there's the moment like that happens, and even at the well. Listen.
Hey.
Listen. Hey, this man told this man. They get into an argument for a second. Like, hey, that's my mom you're talking about. I'm sorry, I'm trying to be scientific and all that. Like, and then Henry's like, hey man, like, look, bro, you better chill out.
Hey,
you better chill out. I'll push you down there.
Dude.
He was not playing, bro.
Not at all.
That's why I was like, dude, you think y'all just arguing? No, we're not arguing. That's a threat, bro. I promise you. We keep on. And he had to blank his face. Macaulay Culkin is the GOAT, bro.
So he really did.
Oh my gosh, bro.
That blank psycho role.
So yes. Man, he told that man, I think I got it in my lines, but man, he said, shut up about my mom. He said, hey, I'm just trying to be scientific. And he's like, man, like, bruh, like.
You said I was with you or something.
Yeah,
And then
I throw you down there. Like we like tell us somebody I'll throw you, and he means it, and he'll just be like, I don't know, mom. Like he could pull off the cute kid acting. I don't know what happened to him. We were playing, and then all of a sudden we playing hide and seek, and I didn't see him anymore. That would have been it, bro.
but the fact that he wanted to apologize and shake his hand standing across the bro, I'm not shaking your hand. They were
Oh
still
man,
across from the well. Like, no, a quick pull is over. Like, I'm not shaking your hand across. I can't believe Mark did that. I was like, nah.
nah. And what I really like about Mark is like, man, Mark ain't soft at all, bro. Like I don't live in the winter like y'all, but I'm built for this though. And that's why I really like Mark ain't no chump. That's one of the things I love so much. I said, oh, he like literally I know we jumping around here, but whatever. But like when Henry gets mad at his sister, shout out to Quinn, that is Macaulay's sister, so that's dope. But when he puts his hands on his sister, like, I did not tell you not to come in here. She's like, well, y'all not working on the project, and then like he pulls her ears and stuff, and Mark pretty much jack him up across on the thing, like, bro. Now they got hands up on each other, and I literally just tied another movie and thought about Friday, man. Hey, you tripping, Debo? That's a female. Like that's what I see like immediately, because he's like, bro, what you doing, bro? So sorry, I jumped around a little bit, but just a little character analysis. But like, man, that and was the well before the treehouse scene? Like the first treehouse scene, the climbing when he was.
I think that was an actor, right?
Okay, so I don't know if
The
somebody.
rock throwing, that was the first,
Oh,
right?
that was the first. So what Mia was saying, right, was like the first when they shot at the cat kind of thing, right? It was
I'm not
first.
gonna lie, I have some of those scenes with just them two kind of mixed up in my head. Like I don't know which came first.
Yeah, it's not really. Yeah, it's. I mean, we can just pick one you want to talk about. So we talked about the well one. So there's the treehouse one. There's the bridge one. There's the dog running from the dog, and then later getting your get back on the dog. So whichever one y'all want to go for.
Okay. So I think we have to like get into Mark finally realizing Henry is really crazy for real. Because, and I think that happened because you could say he was still kind of playing them. Like when Mark almost fell and Henry's like, if I let you go, do you think you could fly? Huh?
Bro.
Mm.
Bro. Exactly. Like your face is nailing it, bro. You should be a reactor. Because your face is right where it needs to be with a reaction. Because you're not like when you watch it, you seen like, dang, they climbing high. They still climbing?
Bro.
They were high up like when you play Mortal Kombat back in the day and you hit them with the uppercut to finish them, and then they fall all the way down to the spikes. Like that's how high they was on the tree, bro.
The tallest treehouse I've seen. Like,
Ever.
that's crazy.
I said, no freaking way somebody went up here and built this, and no freaking way are you letting your child climb this, even in the 90s, this high.
Listen, but even after that, they're laughing and, oh, everything's fine. But then I think the moment was with the dog. I think that's when it was either the dog or the bridge. That's when the light switch flipped.
It was the
Dynamic changed.
it was the dog.
Yeah.
Because you go back to the chase a little bit, and like he knew this dog. You know what I mean? He knew this dog does this. This is like when we did ATL when Big Boy was testing out. You smoke, you doing something? You ain't doing that. Like I felt like this was like him still kind of testing him on the like, let me see what you made of for real. You know what I mean? And then also he's so diabolical. It's like I'm gonna get my get back later on this dog, and it's gonna be within reason, right? Like he's barking back at the dog, like I want the smoke for real. I don't care. I'm on. Like he's ready to do this.
He's serious about it too. Mark is like, come on, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Crazy. He was a dog in that moment.
He was. He really was. Like his face was scrunted up, everything. He was all in there. Any dog stories for the listeners?
Mm-mm.
I'm not
That
a dog person.
I'm talking about the chase. Like, how real was that back in the day, though? Like I mean,
I
actually, obviously,
actually
we know
got
our
chased
story.
by a couple dogs back in the day.
Oh yeah, give us one.
Oh, I don't even. There's one that kind of sticks out. It's so embarrassing, like now as an adult, because you panic as a kid and you don't. And I know there are still adults who are very much afraid of dogs. I'm not,
Absolutely.
but like there, I used to stay with my cousin after school. Like my school bus would drop me off to my aunt's house because my older cousin would be there, 2 years older than me, after school, and she would like get me off the bus. And we would just we would be walking home from the bus stop, and there was this German Shepherd that came out and started chasing us, but we really didn't have any, like we didn't make it quite to the house before the dog caught up with us. And I remember us like holding on to each other and crying, like, but the dog was friendly. Like the dog wasn't trying to do anything to us. It was just like
Mm.
circling, sniffing us. And I remember this guy driving down the street laughing at us with his yeah. I'm like, what kind of asshole sees two little girls afraid of a dog and just laughs and keeps going? And I just remember that
Oh
being like one of the distinct times that we got chased by a dog. I don't even remember who came and got the dog eventually, but we ended up making it home at some point. But that was terrifying. But
yeah,
now I'm not afraid of dogs anymore. So
yeah, no doubt. There was nothing more haunting than to be in the neighborhood and see a dog from far, and you think, oh, he on a leash or he on a chain, and then you see him kind of getting a little closer. You realize, like, oh, he's not on the chain. He's not on the chain, bro. Like that fear, like watching this movie, seeing that dog go out, like this scariness. Like, bro, dogs were a part of your scheduling when playing outside. You knew what fence not to walk by because you'd be like, hey, nah, that dog be jumping too close. That dog might jump out. Like, you knew this was a part of your planning when hanging in the neighborhood or traveling or walking around. So seeing this, I was like, bro, that's exactly how it looked, like that chest coming and everything. I said, oh my God, this is one of the scariest things at that age. Oh man, like this dog is gonna whack me for real.
I definitely would have ran from that dog in this movie. Like,
Ooh,
I couldn't imagine him catching up to me.
man,
He
straight up.
looked crazy.
Oh, absolutely. So you want to get into like the actual sniper action Ash of him whacking the dog?
Yeah, that's what I wrote down in my notes. Henry is a psycho.
Mm.
Because what was Mark telling him to aim at? Like, he said shoot the sign, and
mhm.
then he was like negative. And then I don't know if there was one more thing before he like decided to land on the dog. And I mean, obviously Henry was a good shot.
Mm-hmm.
He shot the dog, and then they carry the dog.
Yeah.
Where did they? I don't
They
remember.
dropped him in the well.
Mhm.
Bro, that
Oh,
bloody bag, dude.
see, I must have missed that little part. I remember them carrying it. I don't remember. Dang, they dropped it in the
They
well.
dropped it in the well, just like the rubber
Bro,
ducky.
complicit. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got me.
That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, like his whole, I said, that's why these were like little adults. Like, these were many adults watching this movie. They weren't kids to me. Like, these were like many adults that just happened to have to listen to the actual adults. Like, that's how I felt watching this.
And then for him to say to Mark after, hey, where's your sense of humor? Like, what do you mean?
Bro.
And that was the moment where, and then he's like, I want to show you something. Like, I don't
It
want
only got
you to,
worse.
I never want you to show me another thing.
No. At this point, I really think Mark was intending to like, hey, yo, I'm gonna keep it cool, mind my business until
Mr. Highway.
yeah, Mr. Highway. So yeah, Mr. Highway, that's what put it over the top, where it's like, this is without a reasonable doubt. Like, you really got murder on your mind.
But this is my thing on that part. Like, okay, Mark, he shows you his highway. Y'all go all the way to the highway. You sit him on the edge, and then it's like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, you think that y'all just coming out here just to sit the doll on it. Like, come on, dude. Like, what you're thinking is correct. This little boy is violent and deadly, right? You just saw him kill the dog. And so you taking this dog to the highway. First of all, how are y'all, where are your parents? Well, that obviously, like, too much freedom. There's too much freedom here.
Yeah.
Like, this is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But hey.
Yeah. So he drops the rag doll, Mr. Highway, on the highway. RV flips and it caused like a 10 car wreck, bro. Because this is the highway, dog. This is not like your regular. This is the highway. So people are flying. Like there's in reality, a lot of people would have died. Like in reality, like going 70, 75, 80, bruh. You know what I mean?
Imagine. Oh my God.
I might have to really give my kid up if I found that out. I just, if I found out they did that, I might have to give them up, because if the alternative is this punishment is something, this punishment you're never going to forget, and I can't give you that in this era, so I might have to really give you up, because you literally, there's like, sometimes your child does something at school and you find out like, what in the world made you do that? But this is one of those things I can't even ask the question. I would have been like, what do you mean? Right? It was.
And you got to remember the killing started in his own household.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You already started in the fandom.
Right.
I know I ain't safe.
Right.
Like, I'm the cousin. I'm not even the sibling or the parent, so I know I'm not safe. But that also brings me to one of my later conclusions once we get there about, my difference in perspective, like now. But I want to talk about Susan, the mom.
Okay.
And how, when Mark came to her to tell her, like, your son is crazy. Because even before that, a lot happened in between, Mr. Highway and Mark going to Susan.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I have my notes set up was, character based and not necessarily moments. But, so of course, if you had something that you wanted to talk about before, Mark coming to Susan. But the way that she just could not believe that her son was crazy. And she's like, you're lying. Don't come to me with these lies anymore. Henry is my son and I love him, and don't you lie on him. And do you think she was in denial, or do you think that Henry really was that good at manipulating to the point where she just couldn't have ever imagined that he was a little psychopath?
I think she was in denial. I don't think she thought that far into it. Like when he told you, like, hey, he tried to kill his sister. Like that K word, like murder. She probably never thought anything like that. But she knew he was off. Like she knew that he wasn't a normal kid, and he definitely was dark. And she knew something was up, but I think she tried to suppress it. And then once an outsider comes in and say, hey, yo, your man's is nuts.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to think, I mean, she could be in denial. I think that, but there's some pieces where I realize I think she really considered, obviously, the hospital when we get to the ice skating scene. But I think at that moment, it is like, that's an egregious statement for my nephew that I hadn't seen in 10 years. Who are you coming? Anybody, I know how it is. You with your kids, like a friend could come over and they tell you, your daughter, she did this, blah, blah, blah. Like so wild that you be like, bro, who are you talking about? And what do you mean? Are you coming in here like making crazy allegations? Like, I love you, but I don't know you like that.
That's see, that would make me be like, for it to be so random like that. You know what I mean? That kind of lies. But again, like you said, she hadn't been around Mark, so I don't know Mark either. Like, you know what I mean? So it is
and then she's already like real defensive because of the loss of one of her children already. So normally I don't like when they do stuff in these movies, but I mean it's the '90s, but I don't like it. But it fits here a little bit more just because we're seeing his crazy. She don't see his crazy. You know what I
Right.
mean? So because he's presenting it well, like even towards the end when she started to catch on to him, he still had a legitimate excuse for having the rubber ducky. Even though at that point the cat was out the bag because of how he first reacted. You know what I mean? What was you gonna say, Mia?
I was going to say too that everybody thought Mark was disturbed because of the loss of his mom. So they weren't believing anything that he was
Exactly.
saying anyway. So Henry kind of had the perfect victim.
Yeah.
Somebody he knew that he could tell people, not to believe because, oh, he's just disturbed because, he's gone through this trauma. And oh my goodness, look at Mark. He really was able to turn everything to
Oh
make
man.
it look like Mark was crazy
Mm-hmm.
while also doing all of this stuff to drive Mark crazy.
Listen, so I want to talk about the flip on it, like obviously him flipping and going to the therapist and like flipping the whole narrative, and then also flipping this narrative of once he got to the conclusion. Well, before that, like the hide and seek was like another level, bro. This man cut the power off. Like, he had to switch to cut the power off. Like this sick kid is a sick individual. Like you cut the power off, bro. Not turning light switches. You went to the main what is it? Breaker and pulled the whole joint down, like, and taking it serious. And then now, this is before they went ice skating, right? Yeah, this is
And
before.
that was before because Connie was still playing and, laughing.
Yeah, and so what do you think I'm gonna do? And that whole thing before kind of getting to the skate scene. I'm trying to think because I only really have like a few more of the scenes.
I like my main part is the meat and potatoes is like that ending sequence with
Yeah, for sure.
the mom and Henry and Mark, but I think we have to
When
get into
when he,
maybe go.
I'm sorry. What?
What were you gonna say,
I was gonna
Mo?
say the plot that starts the plot to whack his mom. That's why I was
Yeah,
saying that kind of drives us all the way to if that. I don't know if that's what you were gonna say, but
I was gonna say like Mark even making the instant like how Henry flipped when Mark made that insinuation, like she's my mom.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
And now you see how that you go back to the death of his little brother and you see how Henry has this insane jealousy when it comes to his mom. Kind of like if I can't have you, nobody can, sort of.
Mm-hmm. Real baby boyish.
But like on steroids.
Yeah, I guess real Norman Bates.
Well,
Yeah. More Bates for sure.
Yeah.
well, we definitely got to talk about the sister and the ice skating. We have to, because that made me so mad. But I
Yeah,
got that.
yeah.
I
That's why
guess.
that's like the
Okay.
last thing before we get to like the driving force because we got to get the hospital and the moms picking up these.
Yeah.
Yeah, so go for it, Ash.
So yeah, the hide and seek was first, right? So they do the hide and go seek.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you cut the whole power out. Like you're already taking this to another level, right? And I just love Mark's instinct, like you said. Y'all can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can hear you, but you're still on the computer. We can hear you on the computer. So I don't know if you switch your setting on the Zoom or whatever, but you can see the power on the mic, but it ain't coming through if you're trying to.
What about now?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Okay, my bad. But yeah, so he turns the power off or whatever and takes it to a whole nother level. But Mark's instinct to want to protect Connie, obviously he completely knows that this dude is willing to kill. He's seen it for his own self. He's presenting it to his mom, which she thinks And even when he presented it to Wallace too, like Wallace.
The dad, the uncle, I
Yeah,
mean, or dad for
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I'll talk about him later on, but
Exactly.
but yeah, and he was ear hustling Mark when he found out that. Remember, he kept waking up, checking. First thing he do, check see if Connie in her room, and then she wasn't there. And then obviously he found out Susan and Wallace said that they were down skating, so he's flying down there again. How do you know where this is? No maps, quests. Like you just know where the skating ring is. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't even live here. Mark ain't even from here, and he knows where this location is. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They're so like independent. It's scary, right?
That's why I say they little adults, bro.
And so he gets out there. He got his shoes on. He's sliding on the ice and stuff. But it just made me so mad. He gets there. Obviously, by this point, Henry is out here skating super fast.
Finisher.
Slides her in there, and y'all holding Mark back, right? That pissed me off
Oh man.
But
so
you
much.
gotta understand, they didn't want him to also fall into the water because he
Get
is
that,
a
but
child, regardless of how.
Henry over there. So it ain't. My thing is like, well, we'll talk about that in another section. I'll leave it be. But yeah, I just the the lack of Henry trying to save his sister is diabolical.
Listen, the lazy, the flimsy hand, bro. The flimsy hand had me rolling.
Bro,
No, help somebody,
diabolical.
please. Then you just straight face. You're Denzel at Glory, just straight face.
Well, he didn't move one time. Like my
Bruh, he's
position is
sitting
what it
there
is.
watching, like she's under the ice now. Like you talk about that is one of my biggest fears. Just one of the scariest things I see in film is like when I think it was in one of the escape rooms I watched, maybe escape room
Yeah,
2.
I was literally about to see. Have you seen Escape
Yeah,
Room?
like when that guy got caught, like when you see that and you can see them through the ice because the wave pulled them. It's freezing and they're underwater and they can't even remotely break through. Like that is one of the scariest things I ever see. Like every time I see it in films, because it's just the thought it alone is just crazy. But go ahead. What was you saying? There?
No, that's all I had. I guess more of my plight is at the other section of our. So I'll just wait.
Yeah, the flimsy hand, bro, was just like,
Yo,
oh man.
the lack of effort.
Dad,
Boy,
that's what had me rolling. I was like, bro, like, yeah.
And
All right,
not
so,
only that,
yeah.
he doubled down, tried to kill her in the hospital.
bro,
Like,
got
Oh
the
man,
pillow out
exactly.
here.
Like, hey. Then subtly, this great transition, Mia. And then subtly, like, and the mom's like, oh, well, she'll probably not remember anything. It's like, yeah, it's probably best that she doesn't remember anything. Like, whoa. I was like, yo, this dude is, hey, he's the GOAT, bro.
Bliss.
Like, he's the GOAT child actor, bro. Like, this sold me on it. I said, nobody's better than him, like, at this point in my current thought. Um, but go ahead, Mia. Where you want to go from there? You want to go to the hospital, and you can kind of take us there.
so seeing Connie in her hospital bed, and then you see Henry come up and suddenly grab that pillow with that same blank, straight face. And then you hear Susan, Henry, and he's like, oh shit. Hi, Mom. I just wanted to check on Connie. And so that's when I'm like, okay, Susan, are you clocking this? Do you like what do you think he was about to do with that pillow?
Damon.
Because it's kind of like this is the moment where you're kind of see her wills. Like she's still in denial. She doesn't want to accept that. But I think this is what prompted her to kind of go look in his room and look through his things
Mm-hmm.
where she found that rubber ducky. Because I
What?
think,
I thought that was a shed. Wasn't that the shed?
did she find it?
Uh,
Or in the tree
it
house, the shed or the tree house?
I thought,
was a shed.
yeah, I think it was the shed because the treehouse was like not complete.
Okay. But I think that the hospital was what led her to want to go through his like stuff. because I think she was starting to get a little not suspicious, but curious. Like, okay, there might be something going on that I don't know about, but I can't accuse my son without having some sort of like evidence or a real reason.
Yeah, because it seemed like she was about to notify him, like, "Hey, Mark told me about what happened," but she's like, "Hey," and then she was like, "Never," she kind of left it there, and that's why I was like, "Okay, that's good acting, good writing," because like you said, that was the indicator to say, "Oh, you know what? Instead of spooking him, if this is really what it is, then let me do some research." And of course, you get to the shed. Ash, you want to get into that a little bit,
Oh, the shed.
or did you have anything
I
else?
was just gonna say it's almost like I wish she would have stayed a little quiet when he came in, so she
Yeah,
can kind
Yeah.
of see how far he was gonna. She just instantly, "Henry,
yeah,
what you doing?" I just like just because
yeah.
he
You're
didn't
right.
know nobody was in there, so I wanted to kind of see that play out a little more. But
And maybe she purposely kind of subconsciously was like, let me say something before he does something crazy. Because she doesn't want to believe that he would do it. So she kind of stopped him before she had to acknowledge that he was gonna do something.
Mm,
sure.
it makes you wonder how long has she had an idea about this. So it could tie into what I said earlier. Maybe it was denial more so than territorialism. Uh, so, well, yeah. Go ahead,
Oh, what you said, the shed.
I guess like the shed
Yeah.
part, and because at that point,
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, she go in the
get the
shed.
big
Well,
reveal.
yeah, she started going in there, snooping around, seeing what's going on. Then she see the rubber ducky drop. He had it hidden under something. I don't know what that was, and it kind of fell down. And then he comes in, "Mom, what are you doing in here?" And then, she's trying to press him mentally too, like asking him, like saying, like, "Hey, it's okay if you do things that you feel bad about." And of course, he's like, "I don't have anything I feel bad about." No, he ain't. It's not even a denial of me doing these acts or anything. I don't feel bad about them. Like, this dude is crazy. Hey,
Yes.
straight face. So it kind of, and I don't want to speed it up, but like when he got to the mirror, he had the tears ready, like for what he.
Oh man, it's
Yeah, he's
super
crazy.
super serial vibe. Like
I'm
to
feeling bad for. What do you say? When he asked
like
him,
something about you felt bad when your mom died, right? I'm trying to the whole thing is just trying to
Your
give
mom
him
died? Did you cry at your mom's funeral?
bruh, like
I think Mark said, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm missing someone or something." It's crazy.
yeah, because like the premeditation of the tears, they're not even real.
Like
They're gosh, um let's
the
just get in.
psyche is crazy.
The psyche is crazy. Like so that getting that reveal of everything and then just going to, again, Mark getting stuck at the house and what's his name?
Wallace.
Wallace holding him back, and again, this is what I loved about Mark. Is like, bro, Mark ain't going. The therapist try to hold him back. Wallace, his uncle, try to hold him back. He ain't going for none of that. Throw a rock through. Y'all gonna have to catch me. And he goes and he finds out, and literally, when we get to the cliff, because Henry finessed his mom into thinking that he jumped off the cliff, and then she ends up there, and he literally lunges at his blood mama, bro. Lunges the lady that didn't had you, bro, and almost gets her out of there. To of course, I'm about to say Wallace. Until of course, Mark pulls up and they start scrapping. And before you know it, they're hanging off, and Susie, Susan,
Susan.
Susan has to make a decision. She ends up having both of them, and but you know, so the floor is y'all's. I'll respond after y'all. Wherever y'all want to go as far as that sequence, decision making, whatever the ending, this all the way concludes everything. So the floor is y'all's as far as what y'all want to, where y'all want to go. What did y'all take from that last scene?
Well, well, well. My. So we knew little Henry was gonna do something crazy because the way he was talking to Mark about, you know, she's not really my mom. She's your, oh, right, she's your mom now. My mom, your mom, who cares? Like, so like he's got Mark's wheels turning like, oh shoot, he's about to try to kill Susan. So we as the audience know what's about to happen. Susan is none the wiser. Of course, she's still, even after finding out that this boy killed her other child, and probably at that point suspicious about him trying to kill his sister. She still decides that she's gonna go up and walk on this cliff with this little maniac. And here we are. And of course, everybody, Wallace still thinks he doesn't know anything because he doesn't know about the rubber ducky. He doesn't know anything because he hasn't had a chance to talk to Susan yet. So of course, he locks Mark in the room, which if you go try to keep somebody hostage, lock him in a room that's made out of half glass, it's not the smartest idea, but you tried. But this was the scene that made me change my perspective because, of course, watching it growing up, it's like, yeah, the easy choice, drop Henry's little crazy ass down the cliff and let him go. Like, good riddance, Henry. But now it's like, as a mother, even if you know something is wrong with your kid, something is off, and you've just been revealed all this information about these evil things that your child has done, it still has to be a moment where you think, no, like, that's still my child though. Like, I can't, but you have to like make a decision. Do you let this pure innocent child die and save your little demon, or this child that you gave birth to and you raised, do you let them go to save this innocent child, knowing what your child is capable of? And after watching that was what kept replaying in my mind. That's what sat with me the most, is like, wow, the idea of having to make a choice between saving your child, even though you know your child is a bad seed, or saving this innocent child who you also love, but it's not your child, and knowing that you can only save one of them. I don't know. Maybe all three of us would have went over the cliff. I don't know. Because I don't know if I can make a choice like that.
Yeah, that was deep because first of all, he was just about to kill her. And it's like he didn't have no care about it. You was about to die at the hands of your child. But of course, being the parent, you do have that pull, like, this is my seed, so it's like, but he was definitely about to kill your ass. So yeah, yeah, that decision, it was crazy. First, I have some things in the other section as well because with that scene, but yeah, tough scene to watch for sure. Tough decision. Yeah.
I think
up and he'd have pushed her right back off.
Yeah, I mean the thing is
Would
too
have
is
still
like
killed her ass.
Henry having like the robotic mommy, please, like mommy, help me up. I love you, mommy. Like this man ain't got a soul, let alone dance again. Like
Yeah.
this man is this man ain't got a. This man is the what is the Terminator, the enemy, the little liquid dude. Like that's what Henry is, bro. Because you got to think, like, for me, like it does prompt a hard decision, and even in that moment, I don't know how much time you got to think because it's rushing and it happening so fast. But the thing I would think about, and I'm not saying I would in real time. Who knows? Like it's a rush of things, everything happening fast. But like looking at it, it's like you got to process quickly that he killed your other son. He just tried to kill your daughter. And you know that now because you were looking at him funny, like even when y'all was getting on Mark because he finessed Mark into like thinking he gonna poison the whole family, and then he made Mark look crazy. Then he sends Mark to the the little brother's room, Richard, that's passed, and then he's sitting around the corner looking all creepy. He's like, man, would you go to bed? Like, so it's like, and then he just tried to lunge at you. So I think quickly you got to process as hard as it is to do this. Is like, I don't know if you think I'm gonna do the world a justice by letting him go. Unfortunately, as much as it's gonna hurt, I don't know if you're thinking this other boy hasn't done anything. He actually saved my life. You know what I mean? And he just lost his mother. What do I look like letting him just die here? It is a tough call. Like, again, this movie gave us two just inconclusive questions, like this part, and of course the father going for the job. You know what I mean? And I don't know, like, if you keep it real, like, people stand next to their children that have done some of the worst crimes in prison. You know what I mean? So it's a hard call to make. But then, also, what will your soul entail if I guess your soul is going to be tortured either way. Because you look at, I let an innocent boy die, or you think I let my son die. You really, yeah. Real quick before we go into our next section, their last little monologue that Mark had, where he said, "I'll be thinking about if she made a different decision."
Like, if she could do it again, would she make the same decision?
Yeah, never mind. I guess I ain't got nothing to say. I just kind of like, what difference does it make? I'm here. Like, I don't know.
And he said, "I'll never ask." So it's kind of like,
yeah, it's like, they was trying to, anyway. So anything else before we move into our next section?
I did just want to say one quick thing, and this was earlier. The fact that they were eating crab legs at such a young age.
Hey.
See, I knew it. I knew it.
I should have known it.
Look,
we should have known it.
That money.
Definitely got that money.
I knew it. I said, watch me comment on this thing. I knew she was eating crab legs.
Baited her into it. Mama C, Mama C gave me the best of things. You know what I'm saying?
She loved crab legs, and so did I.
Man,
I knew.
Oh man, we're gonna be in the chat. We gotta get you in the chat now. But speaking of crab legs and everything, character you relate to, identify with the most, Ash.
I didn't have anyone on this. I was really trying to think where I could take it, but I couldn't relate. Couldn't find myself.
Mia B.
This was hard for sure. Like, I wanted to say Susan just because, like, I'm a mom, so I guess I can relate in the sense that can't nobody tell me nothing about my baby, but I don't have no little psychos. So I don't know. Don't know. I don't know if there's anybody else I would be able to, like, really relate to in this sense. But I would say her just relatable in the aspect of, being a mom and being able to relate on that level.
I had the mom at first, but I'm thinking more Mark, and on a more of a surface level, just in the sense that when you have a friend or a cousin that like me and Ash got a cousin. I'm not going to say their name on air, but growing up, there was this cousin that, like, just did way too much. And I don't mean too much like, you play too much. I mean too much like, bro, we might have to call your parents to come back and get you. You can't stay because you're doing stuff that's so it's so weird and off that you can't stay here. You can't sit with us. So having that, like, being close proximity to somebody, your cousin or a friend that's like, you got that friend that's like OD, they're just way too out there with how they do things. Yeah. Get to stepping. Character you could do without. Ash.
I almost had two in this section, but I went with Wallace because he was just getting on my nerves. And that's Henry's dad. I really cared for him. He was very distant, not really involved too heavily. Didn't even really care to hear anything Mark had to say. Again, he was jumping out the window with what he was saying, but you didn't even you just try to lock him up. You're not even trying to hear what he's saying. But yeah, Wallace got to get the stepping for me.
Mia.
I too said Wallace because you did not help at all. Like you weren't, he was just, that's something I think was a quintessential 90s movie dad. Just useless. They didn't,
Right.
they didn't
Right.
listen and they served absolutely no purpose. But yeah, I had to say Wallace. It was almost Alice, the therapist, because she wasn't helping either. Girl, what are we paying you for? What are we, girl? Don't bill my insurance for this nonsense. But I had to go with Wallace
It's
though.
funny you say Alice because that's exactly who I have, the therapist. You don't need her at all for this movie. Like nothing, she didn't change anything. She didn't believe nothing. And it's like even then talk about I don't believe in evil. You know, get your ass up out of here, bro. Like what are you talking about? Like, oh my God. I couldn't stand this lady. Like, bro, she was the wackiest therapist I've ever seen on film or television. She sucked. Like I was like, she didn't serve anything for the movie. Like, it's like, bro, you don't need literally you could take her all her scenes out and nothing changed.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing changed. He could have had all these conversations with his auntie. You know,
Right.
that could have willed her over to like her belief that okay, maybe he is a demon child. So yeah, the therapist, Alice, get to stepping. Ash, lines that deserve to be slimed.
Oh, I just have one really. If I let you go, do you think you could fly? That was it.
Mia.
I had that one.
Same.
And I had poor Mark, so violent, so disturbed. If you don't watch out, they're gonna lock you up. And I had, hey Mark, don't fuck with me.
Definitely got that line on there. That is the line of the movie, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
that. I got those two, the fly, don't fuck with me. Shut up about my mom. Hey, I'm just trying to be scientific. And lastly, your mom is maggot food. Like that was a crazy. I said this little dude is out of his freaking mind, bro. Your mom is maggot food.
Maggot food.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Ash, I know you talked a little bit, but now you can get into it. Things that you would change about the movie or what you feel they didn't get right.
Yeah, the ice skating scene, the fact that nobody tried to assist Connie. You got Mark. Everybody's behind the yellow tape except obviously Henry's over there with the drowsy hand out there, just sitting there. Like no adult thought to try to step in. Again, I know you're just trying to keep the scene, whatever, but it's like I just didn't. I didn't like it. Like not one adult tried to step in and do anything, and then just the end with mom trying to save both boys. Like the fact that her feet wasn't sliding at all. Like she was just like I felt like she would have been sliding. You know, you just plan it, and then Mark not using both hands to try to like hold her. You're like one hand in it and I'm supposed to save you, like, bro, I need you to help me out here. You have the one hand hanging. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay, that's good stuff. Mia B.
Yes. Oh, I didn't have anything.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I thought about it and I'm like, there's nothing that I necessarily think that they got wrong that I feel would like that they if they changed it, it wouldn't affect the plot in some way or like
Yeah.
I don't know. There wasn't.
Yeah, this movie's like it's really for the most part pretty flawless. It's probably more nitpicky than anything, but I'd say the ice skating, the drowning, like when they was slow moing it, and the sister was in the water, it definitely like she was standing on something, or it didn't look convincing at all until finally, like it's in slow mo, and it's like she's like help, and it didn't like she could clearly climb out of there, like it didn't look convincing until they did the underwater part. I was like, okay, there we go. So that whole like startup didn't look convincing at all. And then the ending, I don't like that the dad didn't come pick him up. Like that they kind of dropped the ball for me as far as the monologue and him just being on the mountains. It should have been his dad picking him up, and the Game Boy's in the back seat, and they're driving on that same road. You see the mountains, same scenery, but on the mountains. And he's tuned his dad out. Then he's saying, talking about what a crazy weekend or how life could change, some kind of monologue, or it could be just the same one. But his dad should have picked him up. I don't like that we don't ever get that conclusion because it makes his mom and dad obsolete for this movie, to be honest. So that's the only two things.
That's fair.
More of the story, in your opinion, Ash.
Oh, I forgot about that. Pay attention to your kids. We get caught up in the day-to-day doing the daily task, and your kids are doing their own thing, but you really gotta take the time out and ask them questions. Just kind of tap in with them to kind of make sure that everything is okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
What say you, Mia?
Sometimes the right decision is the hardest decision to make.
Dang.
It's a bar.
Let that linger for a second. For me, if it walked like a duck and it talked like a duck, damn it, it's a duck.
That's the most Mo.
Like, come on, like sometimes stuff is just that obvious. Your kid is out there. I know. Like you should know your kid. Like your kid has underarm smell issues, or your kid has one knee that's this way and that. Your kid talks a lot, or your kid. Like what I'm saying? Like so if your kid is creeping around corners, got his going on his secret adventures, having dolls hanging from highways and sheds, and like, come on, like, so it's sometimes the obvious thing is right in front of you. Stop being in disbelief. All right.
That's fair.
Sometimes that's why I tell my wife that all the time. Like sometimes it's just right there. Like it's nothing more plain than what they just said. They just said what it was. So, with that being said, that was Ash's pick for our dealer's choice. Excellent pick. I am still mind blown by that, Ash. I can't tell you how you threw me off. You really hit me with like a left hook. I'm like barely getting up at count 9 because I didn't see that coming. So with that being said, the next pick is on me at G, and the reveal will happen here. We do not discuss this prior, so it's always a real-time reaction in what films we choose. With that being said, Mia, the floor is yours.
All right, y'all. I had to pick a film. For once, redeem myself for that summer vibes. Because that wasn't really a summer movie, and this one is. But also, this movie is near and dear to my heart. This movie holds a lot of sentimental value for me, my mom. It's kind of like a rite of passage in my family. Like a movie that we've bonded over for decades. So I'm gonna need y'all to know when we review this movie, keep it cute. Keep it cute.
I don't even know what this is. Where
this is going. Tread lightly.
Uh-oh.
Because I get impassioned about this one. And I might have to try to see if Mama C is available to be a part.
That's
because it's real.
Man, I can't wait to hear what this movie is.
And after hearing Ash's thoughts on this Spike Lee film that we just saw, I'm a little worried because it's another Spike Lee joint.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to 1994's Crooklyn.
Crooklyn. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen it. I definitely heard our big cousins, the Culture Garden, talk about it. I've watched the trailer. I've been tempted a few times to click on it just to, I always, my mind, I'm always trying to get Spike Lee movies under my belt just so I can be familiar with the whole collection. So I'm not familiar with it, but I'm gonna give it the same energy I give every movie. If that works for you.
Y'all.
We gonna do what we do.
What? I haven't seen the movie, so I don't,
I'm just saying.
I don't think I've seen it either. I feel like I've seen clips of it, but I don't recall seeing this movie. So, but it looks like it got my guy in here though.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
Delroy.
Yeah, that's my dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's definitely one of the ones. Okay, so you heard it here. What?
I want no smoke.
Like I don't know. I never seen the movie, so I ain't got no preconceived nothing. I mean, like I said, I did our beer cousins talk about it or whatever, but we'll see. You know what I mean? We'll see. So I know you're saying that because of the Harry the Spy thing. I know that's where this is coming from. Still,
no, it's just.
But that's gonna she's stupid. But that's just gonna be interesting. So if Mama C can come on, that'll be excellent to get all of those stories connected into this movie and stuff. But if not, I know she'll be sending us something in regardless. So excited about it. We definitely gonna check this out. So
wait. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, it's set in the 70s.
Okay.
So it's a 70s movie about growing up Black in Brooklyn in the 70s.
Okay.
That seems simple enough.
All right.
And you might be able to relate. It's a story about a girl who grew up with a whole bunch of brothers.
Oh. All right. Gotta get you nice and tucked in there, it sound like.
Okay.
Hey, I'm excited. Like I said, I always excited to get a Spike Lee one under my belt. So we'll see how this goes. I think we'll have some fun. But hopefully y'all have enjoyed this. The street lights is coming on. So y'all know what that means. We got to get back to the crib, get on the bikes, and ride out. But y'all know where to reach us. It's in the description. But just in case you forgot, the TheChildishGrownupShow3@gmail.com, The Childish Grown Up Show on Instagram, or reach out to us on YouTube at The Childish Grown Up Show. Thank y'all for tuning in. Stay childish in this grown world. Peace out.